How's it going, everyone? So Elden Ring Nightreign, the DLC, The Forsaken Hollows, releases tomorrow. Well, if you are in other parts of the world, I think it releases today. Let me give you guys a breakdown on when this game releases in your area. So here is a breakdown on timing. The timing is a bit weird because it looks like the PC players are going to get this game first versus console players. So if you are in the Eastern time zone in the US, this game is going to be releasing at midnight if you are a console player, or 6 p.m. if you are a PC player. Pacific time is going to be at December 3rd, 9 p.m. if you're on a console player, or for PC at 3 p.m. So you guys are going to be able to play this game sooner than later. I won't be able to play this game today because midnight will strike in my area when this game releases and I play it on console. So look at the times here. If you guys are wondering what time it releases in your area, it's good to know that there's a difference between PC and console releases. I think it's just easier probably to release it on Steam versus console having to go through Xbox or PlayStation. All right, before we dive deep into what the DLC, the buffs and changes that will be happening for the DLC, let's go over the Undertaker and what her skill sets will be. Her passive is, I think, one of the strongest passives in the game. If any of your teammates use their super, she automatically gets her super back, or doesn't matter where her gauge is at, she's gonna get her super. So an idea came to my mind: if you have 3 Undertakers on your team and you guys are constantly popping your ults, does everyone get a reset, or is there like a timer after you use it once or twice? I wonder how that's gonna work. I think it's gonna, I don't know, that'd be pretty OP if you just rocking 3 Undertakers and you guys are just constantly using your ult over and over and over. Maybe it might not be the strongest ult in the game, so maybe that can happen, but we'll see how that goes. Or maybe there's a timer when you could use it. If someone pops your ult, there's like a limited timer when you could proc it. We'll have to see. All right, let's go over her skill. Her skill is essentially unlimited stamina. Like, she's able to dodge faster. She's not losing stamina when she's dodging, running, or attacking. So this is like very in-your-face kind of attack player. As far as her ult goes, she takes a bone out of her mouth and just becomes a humid torpedo at the enemy. That's essentially it. As you guys can see it right here. Boom! Right into the enemy's face, or I guess wherever you guys are targeting. So if you guys are looking for another like strength build character, this might be it. Undertaker might be your replacement for Raider. So this DLC will bring new POIs, new Shifting Earth, 2 new heroes, the Scholar and the Undertaker, like you guys just saw, and a bunch of different changes that they are adding to this DLC. Added support for the Forsaken Hollows. If you own DLC, the Forsaken Hollows, it will be displayed on the lower right hand corner of the title screen. Added a display for the currently equipped relics in the character selection menu. That's pretty cool. You can check the effects of the equipped relics by toggling the display. Also right here, it's essentially we could name our builds. So you can name your relic builds that you have preset, we have saved. Set names can be changed in all present section. The order of presets for each character can now be changed in all the preset section of the relic rights menu. In the relics menu, you could change the order of the presets, but not the order of the characters themselves. Added deep, large, Centric flat zone to the collector's signboard shop. The map's layer display can now be toggled in the results menu. The relics equipped by each player can now be displayed in the results menu. That's pretty cool. Relics can only be displayed for the sessions played in the version 1.02 or later. Players with a personal objective that requires defeating a specific target while reliving a remembrance can now embark on expeditions with players whose personal objectives do not require defeating a specific target. That's pretty awesome because over time, that pool of players got smaller and smaller and smaller, so that's pretty cool. People are going to pick this game up later than people who picked up at launch. They get to still experience this game. Personal objectives that do not require destroying the target will only appear for 1 player per expedition. The flask count will now be highlighted in the following situations. When the flask count is at the maximum capacity, when enemy induced effect that influences the flask is triggered. That's pretty cool. The vertical position of the compass rune icon will now be displayed if the runes dropped upon deaths are significantly above or below the player's character. Nice. Yeah, because sometimes you're like, where's my runes at? And sometimes they're like far below, and you're like, oh, I gotta go way down there to get them, versus the map showing them like higher up. You can now highlight specific events that occur on the map layers that is on a different level from the character's location in the map. So I guess if you go like underneath the castle or something like that, you could target it and people will know that it's like underground and not like above ground. Adjusted the dormant power section screen so that the HP gauge and other UI elements remain visible while the screen is disabled. Adjusted the weapon lineup in Limbelt's shops. Now we get a little more variety in what we could pick versus it being the same thing over and over and over. Because sometimes you look, I'm like, they're not going to be selling a wand. They're not going to be selling a bow. So hopefully they add some randomization to it and we get like different items. Added fire pots to the shop inventory inside the spirit shelter. I'm sure that's for the scholar. Target lock on enemies that are behind when the tombstone summoned by Raider's ultimate art appears no longer gets released. Bravo on that, because there's many times when you're targeting the boss and your buddy's using the Raider's ultimate and you just lose your target on the boss. Balance adjustments. In general, the trigger conditions for relic effects that trigger when low HP, equipment passive effects, and special effects have been broadened. I heard that people were exploiting this effect. Changes to passive effects and special effects. Added new passive effects. Improved melee attack power, improved dash attacks, improved rolling attacks, improved the effect of passive effect, improved attack power when two-handing, increased the effect of passive effect attack up when wielding two armaments. They're really going hard on attacking. I love that. I don't know if that's going to count for Iron Eye, but we'll see. I think he's just too OP in general. Increase the effect of the passive effect, improved chain attack finishers. Awesome. Increase the effect of the passive effect, improved charge attacks. Increase the effect of the passive effect, improved guard counters. Increase the effect of the passive effect, improved skill attack power. Increase the passive effect of the passive effect, physical attack up. Dang, a lot of passive effects being boosted. Broaden the trigger conditions and decrease the effectiveness of the passive effect, improved damage negation. Like I said, I think a lot of people are exposing that one. Broaden the trigger effects and decrease the effectiveness of Talisman Blue Feather Branchwood. I don't remember that talisman. If you guys know, let me know in the comments below. Changes to relics effects, increase the effect of physical attack power. Looks like they're trying to make us stronger. What does that mean in general? Is this DLC going to be a tiny bit harder? Boss is going to be harder, or they're just trying to juice us up? We'll have to see. Increase the effect of improved initial standard attack. Increase the effect of improved critical hits. Increase the effect of improved guard counters. Increase the effect of improved XXX damage, excluding bow weapon types. Increase the effect of improved attack power +3. XX equipped, excluding bow type weapons. Dang, they're hating on the bows. Broaden the trigger conditions and decrease the effectiveness of improved damage. Other changes reduce the FP consumption and increase the power of the Wrath of God incantation. Nice. Every time there's like a lower FP pool needed, especially if you're like Revenant, I think that's going to be a plus. Or playing Duchess. Also, bug fixes and improvements. We're just going to scan over this. Fix the bug where the range of the Knight's Tide differed from other players upon rejoining a session under some conditions. Nice. Fix the bug where hammer weapons with the Prayerful Strike skill would not appear. Fix a bug where effects that heal or enhance allies did not apply to characters dodging or performing their ultimate art. It's a good fix since the Scholar is going to be in this game now. Fix a bug where the Raider's Retaliate skill would be cancelled and the character would flinch when receiving some enemy attacks that deal no damage while the skill is active. I know my buddy who plays Raider a lot, he was saying how that skill was kind of broken now ever since they like fixed it or changed it. But that's good that they went back and fixed it. Fix a bug where the range of rolls to dodge some enemies' darkness imbued attacks was different than intended. That's interesting. Fix a bug in Depths Relics where the effect Green Spill Crystal Tear and the possession at the start of the expedition did not appear. Fix a bug with the Relic Rights menu where the icon indicating placement in other vessels were not displaying correctly. Fix an issue with the sorting the FP consumption in the sparring equipment menu or visual codex menu in the sparring grounds when displaying the list of sorceries and incantations did not work correctly. Nice. So now people could really test things out. Fix a bug in the results menu and Victor's record menu where The attributes added by the relics to each character's weapons during the expedition were not correctly reflected. Fix a bug in the results menu where the special effect held by other players was not recorded beyond a certain number. Fix some graphical rendering issues. Fix an issue where some sound effects did not play correctly. Corrected some text. Made some other performance improvements and bug fixes. Alright guys, with that said, are you guys gonna play the new DLC for Nightreign? Are you guys gonna play it tomorrow? Are you guys gonna be able to play it today since you have it on PC? Let me know in the comments below. I'll probably be playing this game tomorrow. It's one of my most favorite games of the year, besides Absalom and besides Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I think Nightreign has been the top dog all year. I think Absalom comes a close second, and then definitely Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Definitely a tight race there. I just put so many hours in Elden Ring, Nightreign, and I had a blast with this game. Definitely playing a Souls-like game with buddies. If they redo this game again, because I don't know if there's going to be more support for this game in the future. They said they didn't mention any support, but they make another type of game from this and start from scratch and just listen to the feedback from what they heard from the community, or just make a game that's not correlated with Elden Ring and just make something completely different, I think this game will go hard. And whatever comes in the future for this franchise, or for like a co-op style version of Dark Souls or Elden Ring, I think it's gonna go hard for sure. Alright guys, let me know if you'll be playing this game or will you just pass. Let me know in the comments below, because I would love to know why. So leave that there too, why you will not be playing this game or why you will be playing this game. Alright guys, hopefully you guys are having a great day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys are caught up to date. I'm excited to try the new characters, the Scholar and Undertaker. Undertaker looks badass. And just trying to play a fully support character like the Scholar and see how he can make a team much better. I think it's going to go hard. Alright guys, love you to pieces. Hope you guys enjoyed this content. If you did, give it a thumbs up, give a subscribe. It will mean a lot to me. Also, if you guys want to stay up to date when I go live or when my videos drop, click that bell notification down below. Alright guys, have a great one. Until next time, peace!